Hi, and welcome to Art Conspiracy. I'm Amy. And if you are a painter or you are interested in painting or in art in general and like to get a little bit of behind the scenes information, this is a great video for you. I want to talk to you a little bit about my painting process. I think it's pretty interesting. And not everyone paints the same way I do. This is my process, as I said. And I really think there are three very clear stages in the painting process for me, which is the beginning, the middle, and the end. Sounds pretty simplistic, but let me tell you a little bit more about that. The beginning of the painting process is the most free. I have a plan, but I know that when I'm painting, whatever marks I put down are not going to be the final mark. I'm going to probably layer, going to probably move. Like when I go into a painting, I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, and which is my intention. I don't, if I know how it's going to end up, takes all the fun out of it for me. Painting is an adventure. Anyway, so in the beginning, I have a plan, but I'm very, very free and I'm moving stuff around and it's very exuberant. The middle stage, the second stage is the problem solving stage, because all that freedom in the middle inevitably has wreaked havoc with my canvas. And I have now things I need to fix or tweak or change. And I get into the heart of it. I'm problem solving. I'm adding value contrast and color, and I'm making compositional decisions. And sort of all that freedom in the beginning has, put all this stuff out on the canvas that I now need to sort of step back and look and say, oh, what's happening? And, change and add and subtract. And I think the middle's pretty damn fun too. Anyway, then the third stage is my least favorite, which is the finishing. And what happens is, as you get to the end of your painting and you're in the finished stage, you basically your creativity kind of shuts down a little bit because you're trying not to wreck most of it, which is finished, but you're still trying to tweak certain things. So you get really small. And this is when you do any like fine tuning or like more detail or tweaking. And again, it's just not as, for me, not as much fun because, if you can stay willing to risk it all right up to the end, then the end, that'll be great. But it's hard to do that. And I just want to say that in my studio, I usually have multiple pieces going on. Some are in the beginning, some are in the middle, some are toward the end, because they require a different kind of mindset. Like if I feel like dancing in the studio, I might start something new, or if I'm really working on a problem and I'm in that state of mind, I'll, turn to some that needs some fixing. Sometimes I have a painting that's turned away from me in the corner because it's a problem child, and I'll like get it out and I'll look at it and I'll figure out, oh, this is what I need to do or whatever. So, and then sometimes, especially if I'm already warmed up, and I've done some of those other kind of things, then that's the best state of mind to try to finish things. Because if you're coming in sort of cold anyway, and you have to be careful, that's not great. So if you're already loosened up, it's easier to just boop, 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 do those final little things at the end. So different state of minds, different processes. Oh, and I also wanted to say this really applies to oils and acrylics and mixed media, not so much watercolor. A little bit about watercolor, but watercolor is more of a sort of a straightforward, once you start, like there is no clear, distinct beginning, middle, end. Like it's usually kind of a, you know, a roller coaster ride from start to finish. And you can do layers and let them dry, but typically once you start painting, you're in the middle, like immediately. So I just wanted to say that little caveat. But I have a couple examples I would like to share with you. So give me a second. Let me boot this up. This is kind of cool that you see some of the early stages. So here's a painting from my last show. And this canvas is like, I don't know, 16 by 20 inches, something like that. This is acrylic paint. And this is the beginning. It's like a little shed, and there's a scooter here at the bottom. Probably can't really tell yet what you're seeing. Now I'm getting into the middle. I'm starting to layer. This is actually still kind of in the beginning. And I'm just laying things out, knowing that it won't be the final product. And then here, I'm getting, more seriously in the middle. And I've also introduced collage elements into this. And so this, I love to call this the messy middle because often it really is a mess. And you're like, what do I need to fix? And what can I let just be messy and breathe and, just show the hand of the artist. I don't want to tighten it up or clean it up too much. And then this is the final. And it's funny because sometimes I'll be in what I think is that finishing stage and I'll tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak. And I often take photographs in the different stages. And I'll spend 2 hours doing little tweaks and I'll look at a photograph from the beginning of the session and a photograph at the end, and I can't even tell what I did, which tells me that all those tweaks were probably not really important after all. This is a much bigger painting. This one's like, I don't know, 2.5 by 4 feet acrylic. And this is a very early, again, just blocking it in, letting the paint run. I'm working really thin and very neutral in color. Nothing is decided. It's all kind of exploration. And now I come in with a little bit more line, a little bit more definitive. You can see with the heads, like I'm changing the size of the heads. I'm changing the locations of things. Here I'm laying in more where are the lights and darks. And so now I'm clearly in the middle. I'm problem solving, having more fun with it. And then I'm starting to get more color, more definition. You can really see how you kind of work up to it. It's so much fun to work this way. And here I'm starting to layer in the collage and get more and more color. And in this particular piece, I'm really trying to convey that feeling of sort of the dark shadows under the canvas in the kitchen. And then you're looking out on this super, super bright sunlight. You can barely even see out there. It's so bright. And I want to show you a little detail. Since you're watching this video, you get privy to a little behind the scenes thing. If you look in the bottom left corner in that pan, that coiled up brown, what it is it's called saiua. It's a sausage. It's a northern Thai sausage that is a local favorite. And I thought, oh, I'll include this saiua Thai sausage, a little detail that, is very authentic to the place. But I'm telling you, no matter what I did, it looked like poop. I could not make it not look like poop. So in the final painting, ta-da, it's gone. But there's the tweaking, when you're just doing the little fine tuning, getting rid of any sausage that looks like poop or whatever else might happen. So anyway, that's kind of it. The 3 stages of painting. I think it's really interesting to think of it that way and to think of matching what I need to do on that painting with the kind of state of mind that I'm in. Because as artists, you have to show up and you have to work, whether you feel like it or not, or whatever mood you happen to be in. So you got to work when you're tired or grumpy or happy, or try not to be too distracted. But so that's it. I promise I'd never say this, but I'm going to hit subscribe if you want to get these videos. I am going to try to put one out every week, and it's a labor of love to share all things art with you, whether it's making art or talking about art. And coming up, I want to talk about the problem, the trouble with realism. That should be a good one. Okay, see you next time from Art Conspiracy. Bye.